Hello everybody, I am Dr. Sanjay Saab, Department of Anatomy, GMC Bethiam. Today I am going to teach you a scalp, a very small topic. What is a scalp? A scalp is soft tissue covering of cranial vault. Now comes to the term cranial vault. What is cranial vault? It is superior convex part of the skull. It is superior convex part of the skull. It is also known as a skull cap. You can see in the diagram the part of the skull above the dotted line, red dotted line is a skull cap. Now the next point is extent of the scalp. It extends anteriorly up to supraorbital margin and posteriorly it extends up to external occipital protuberance and superior nuchal line. On each side it extends up to superior temporal line. There are two temporal lines in the skull, superior temporal line and inferior temporal line. The name is temporal, but it is present on the parietal bone of the skull. Now you can also see the arrow mark of the atlas in this PowerPoint. You can see in this diagram the front supraorbital margin of the frontal bone marked by the red arrow. This is the supraorbital margin. Now you can see the superior temporal line marked by the blue arrow, and now you can see the external occipital protuberance marked by the yellow arrow and the superior nuchal line marked by the black arrow. Next point is layers of the scalp. There are 5 layers of the scalp from superficial to deep. The first layer is skin. It begins with the S, and the skin is thick, hairy, rich in sweat glands and rich in sebaceous glands. So scalp is the common site for the sebaceous cyst. Now the second layer is connective tissue layer. Connective tissue layer. It is also known as superficial fascia of the scalp. Now the next layer is aponeurosis. It is deep fascia of scalp. It has a special name Galea aponeurotica. Galea aponeurotica, also known as epicranial aponeurosis. This layer has insertion of muscle occipitofrontalis muscle. Here you can see this one is a skin, it is hairy. Next layer is connective tissue layer, next layer is aponeurotic layer. Now the fourth layer is loose areolar tissue layer. This layer has imaginary vein. This imaginary vein connects the extracranial veins to the intracranial venous sinus. So it has role some spreading infection from the extracranial side to intracranial side. Hence this layer is also known as dangerous area of scalp. And the next layer and fifth layer is pericranium. It is made up of periosteum, which is loosely attached to the surface of bone but firmly attached to sutures. One important point is the first 3 layer out of 5 layers, the skin, connective tissue layer and aponeurotic layer together called as surgical layer of scalp or scalp proper. Once again you can see this layer is skin of the scalp, this is connective tissue layer, this is aponeurotic layer, this is loose areolar tissue layer and this is pericranium or periosteal layer. You can remember these layers by the name of scalp, SCALP. In this atlas you can see this one is the aponeurosis, epicranial aponeurosis or Galea aponeurotica, which has insertion of occipitofrontalis muscle. which has two belly, frontal belly and occipital belly. It has frontal belly insertion in anterior part and occipital belly insertion in the posterior part. Now comes to origin, insertion, nerve supply and action of the occipitofrontalis muscle. The occipitofrontalis muscle has two belly, occipital belly and frontal belly. First, frontal belly. Frontal belly arises from the skin of forehead and inserted into the aponeurotic layer, and it is supplied by the temporal branch of facial nerve. It has action to raise the eyebrow and to produce horizontal wrinkles on the forehead. In case of paralysis of the facial nerve or paralysis of the occipitofrontalis muscle or frontal belly, paralysis of frontal belly lead to disappearance of the horizontal wrinkles from the forehead. Now comes to occipital belly. It arises from the lateral two-thirds of superior nuchal line and inserted into the aponeurosis. It is supplied by the posterior auricular branch of facial nerve. Means the occipitofrontalis muscle as a whole supplied by branch from the facial nerve. Again, you can see in this atlas, this is epicranial aponeurosis or Gallia aponeurotica, and it has insertion of occipital belly in posterior part and it has insertion of frontal belly in anterior part. Now you can see the loss of horizontal wrinkles from the forehead in case of facial paralysis. It is due to paralysis of frontal muscle. Next point is arterial supply of the scalp. Scalp has rich blood supply, so wounds of the scalp heal quickly, and it is supplied by arteries derived from the internal carotid artery and external carotid artery. So scalp is the site of anastomosis of branches derived from the internal carotid artery and external carotid artery. Now comes to the branches. The scalp is supplied by the artery, supratrochlear artery, supraorbital artery and superficial temporal artery. These arteries supply scalp in front of the auricle, and the posterior auricular artery and occipital artery. These two arteries supply the scalp behind the auricle. Among these branches, the supratrochlear artery and supraorbital artery are derived from the ophthalmic artery, which is branch of internal carotid artery, and rest branches like superficial temporal artery, posterior auricular artery, occipital artery are branches of external carotid artery. Now venous drainage of scalp. Veins of scalp accompany the artery with similar names. Now the nerve supply. The scalp is supplied by 10 nerves on each side, 10 nerves on right side and 10 nerves on left side. Among these nerves, 5 nerves lies in front of the auricle and 5 nerves lies behind the auricle. Out of 5 nerves, 4 nerves are sensory and 1 nerve is motor in either group. For example, in front of the auricle, the sensory nerves are supratrochlear nerve, supraorbital nerve, zygomaticotemporal nerve, auriculotemporal nerve. All these 4 nerves are derived from the cranial nerve 5 and are grouped into the sensory nerve, and the motor supply in this part is temporal branch of the facial nerve. Now comes to the nerves supplying the scalp behind the auricle. Sensory nerves are great auricular nerve, lesser occipital nerve, greater occipital nerve, third occipital nerve, and the motor nerve in this part is posterior auricular branch of facial nerve. Here you can see in the diagram there are 10 nerves, 1 to 10, and these are the arteries supplying the scalp. You can see in this atlas the network of artery and nerve. Now comes to lymphatic drainage of scalp. The lymph of scalp from the anterior part drains into preauricular lymph node, and the lymph of the scalp from the posterior part drains into the posterior auricular lymph node and occipital lymph node. Now comes to applied aspect. The applied aspect of the scalp are baldness or alopecia, means loss of hair. There are several type of alopecia. Now next is the sebaceous cyst. This is cyst of the sebaceous gland. The scalp is the common site for it. Now the black eye. It is black discoloration of eyelid due to trauma of scalp. And next is hair transplant. It is done in case of alopecia. Now next is dandruff. It is due to excessive shedding of dead skin cells of the scalp. Next is seborrheic dermatitis. It is condition in which there is scaly, itchy, red skin of scalp. Now seventh one is parasitic infestation of scalp and its hair by the scalp lice. Next one is injury of the scalp or cutting or tearing or laceration of the scalp. This is atlas showing the hair loss or alopecia. This atlas shows the several sebaceous cysts. This atlas shows the black eye condition. It occurs when there is injury to the scalp. There is bleeding in the loose areolar tissue layer. This loose areolar tissue layer extends posteriorly up to superior nuchal line, means it is limited posteriorly by the superior nuchal line, but anteriorly it is continuous with the eyelid, upper eyelid. So when there is injury, there is collection of blood in this loose areolar tissue layer. This blood spreads anteriorly into the eyelid and around the eye, leading to the discoloration of the skin. This condition is known as black eye. This is dermatitis of scalp. This is lice infestation of the hair and scalp. Thank you to everybody for keeping the patience and hearing the video of the scalp. Thank you. Thank you.